Hello, welcome to Garage Hammer Tactics. It's Tom today. We have another guest on the channel. It is
John.
Hello John. We're bringing you 2,500 points of Horus Heresy goodness, and what we're dubbing Heresy Wednesdays. We are playing Sons of Horus vs Death Guard, aren't we?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. You looking forward to it?
It'd be good.
Good, me too. We're taking it right back to where it begins, and we're going to Book 1 Betrayal, and we're playing a mission called Firetide, and it's going to be interesting. It brings down fire markers throughout the whole mission and the shooting phase, and they can cause damage and ongoing damage, and they can set buildings on fire. And we're replicating the Death Guard onslaught of the loyalist Sons of Horus. Who's your warlord today?
It's going to be Gavril Loken.
Gavril Loken, the original boss of loyalists. My personal favourite. Some people say Garrett's the original loyalist. It's got to be Loken. I'm bringing Typhon, bring some Death Guard loyalty to Death Guard, and we'll take a look at the armies, and then the board. Here we have 2,500 points of Death Guard, running the Creeping Death Rite of War. HQ, Callous Typhon, who's going to be the warlord. He rolled up Shrouding on Telepathy. His warlord trait is Comes a Reaper. To the left of him is a Moratat. He's got Artificer Armour, Triangle Sabre, 2 Plasma Pistols and a Refractor Field. The next HQ is a Siegebreaker, which is compulsory for his Rite of War. He's got Artificer Armour, a Phosphex Bomb, a Refractor Field, Thunderhammer and a Volkite Serpenter. First Elite's choice is a Legion Destroyer Squad, 10 man strong. They're all equipped with Melter Bombs. The Sergeant has Artificer Armour, Power Scythe, 1 Phosphex Bomb. There are 2 Rad missile launchers. They are being deployed in a dedicated transport of Termite, been upgraded to have Volkite charges. Next Elite squad is 1 Death Shroud Terminator squad. They are, as you can see them, all with power size and all upgraded to have Melter Bombs. The troops choices are 2 identical tactical squads. Sergeants are both equipped with Artificer Armour, Power Size and Melter Bombs, both running in dedicated transports of Legion Rhinos. They have extra armour and Dozer Blades. I left the Dozer Blades off because I don't like how they look, so I have to remember that if it comes to the game. First and only fast attack is a Primaris Lightning Strike Fighter. It's got all the upgrades that you'd normally run on a Lightning. It has Battle Server Control and Ground Tracking Auguries, the fun stuff. 2 pairs of Cracking Penetrative Heavy Missiles and 1 Phosphex Bomb Cluster. Try and deliver some creeping death over the Sons of Horus. First up for the heavy support is a Derrido Pattern Dreadnought. 4 Boreas air defense missiles on the top carapace, 1 twin-linked Anvilus Pattern autocannon battery, and it has twin-linked heavy flamer in the nipples, just in case he gets charged. Next heavy support squad is a 10 man strong Legion missile squad. As you see it, the Sergeant is just upgraded to an augury scanner. The next heavy support choice is a 5 man strong Grey Warden Terminator squad, and they are all equipped with, or upgraded to have, Chain Fists.
So here we have 2,500 points of Loyalist Sons of Horus, with no Rite of War. First of all, we have a Centurion on foot in Catafactory Terminator armour with a Chain Fist and Combi Melter. Next we have Gavril Loken, who is the warlord. He has his Paragon Blade, Bolt Pistol and Inspiring Presence. Next we have the Tartarus Pattern Terminators with 5 Lightning Claws and Combi Melters. We have 2 with Chain Fists and Bolt Pistols. And we have 1 with a Plasma Blaster and Chain Fist. 1 Chain Fist. And their dedicated transport is a Spartan Assault Tank with Armoured Ceramite. Next we have the Contemptor Dreadnought Talon. both with assault cannons and extra armour. Now we're going to move on to the troops, which is 2 identical tactical squads, the sergeants having plasma pistols and chainswords and artificer armour, and the dedicated transports are rhinos with heavy bolters. Next we have the support squad with plasma rifles, and the sergeant has artificer armour. We have 2 Vindicator laser destroyers, and finally we have the Leviathan Dreadnought with his melter lance, heavy flamers and siege drill.
Here we are deployed with the terrain provided by Attrition Gaming. If you like what you see, go check out the Facebook page, a link will be in the description below. We roll for search and destroy deployment method. I won the roll off to go first, well, deploy first, go first. But I actually gave it to John to try and get some last minute objectives. Playing a mission, Tide of Fire, from book 1. As you heard in the intro, there are primary objective markers, D3+2, placed throughout the board. We rolled 4 in total, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, that's correct, 4.
1 there, I've placed 1 back there, 1 down here, and 1 over here at the edge of the table by that terrain. So they are worth victory points at the end of the game. So we'll top those up at the end. The Raging Inferno special rule is markers come down at the beginning of the player's shooting phase. It could make it quite interesting. They come down and cause hits within range. I'm not going to try and seize. I like what we've got so far. I want to try and get some last minute objectives. And we will go into Sons of Horus turn 1 movement.
Okay, so what I've done is I've now moved my units that can. We'll start with the support squad with the plasma rifles. They've moved fully towards the objective you can see there. First Vindicator you can see just behind them hasn't moved, it's only pivoted, so it can hopefully target the rhino later in the shooting phase.
It's going to take a pop, isn't it?
The Leviathan moved through cover. I did roll a 6, so he's managed to go fully forward. Again, the Contemptor you can see just in front of him has gone as far forward as he can as well. The same with the Spartan and the other Contemptor you can see just behind the building. And the Rhino, Vindicator and other Rhino have moved fully forward 6 inches as well.
Trying to bring the advance. Loyalist Sons of Horus trying to bring the hurt to the Death Guard. Sons of Horus turn 1 shooting. What did you do then, John? So we've got Raging Inferno.
So we've placed the marker, it did scatter 11 inches.
Yeah, he originally wanted it to place it right behind my heavy support squad there. It scattered 11 inches in this direction, as you see the flashing fire. And what does it do then, John?
So we're going to roll 3
so
dice.
Everyone within 6 inches of that marker, we did to the centre, just for keep it as even as possible, suffers strength 5 hits, so it's 3 hits with 3 models within 6 inches. Strength 5, so if you want to roll for that then, John. So 1 wound, and I've got 1 3-up armour save. That is 1 dead heavy support guy. There is our first casualty as a result of Raging Inferno. The markers stay in play for each subsequent shooting phase, and at the start of each subsequent shooting phase, models within 6 inches suffer strength 5 hits continuously for the rest of the game, so that could bring some interesting factors to play.
Okay, so what we're going to do next is the Contemptor with his assault cannon and combi bolter at the same heavy support squad that took some damage earlier.
How many shots coming through?
So we're going to do the 6 shots hitting on 2s. So they have all hit by 1.
Oh, you swine.
And we're going to be looking at 2s to wound, rending on 6s.
Oof.
So that is 2 6s.
Oh. And how many?
And 2 wounds.
So what would you like me to take first?
Rens
Rens or
the 2 rens first.
2 rens. So I got a 4 cover save bin in the ruins. Let's try that.
That's 1 dead.
1 dead, and then 2 normal, 3 ups.
And they're both
right. Combi bot next.
There's going to be 2 shots, again hitting on 2s. Both hit.
How many wounds? Come to wound.
And 1 wound.
1 wound. 3 up save. Loves it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my Vindicator to shoot the Rhino in the building.
Or behind the building.
Behind the building, yep. So it's going to be 3 dice.
Why is it you're overcharging, aren't you? These things can overcharge.
So I'm going to be overcharging them. So once it's all the hits and wounds have been resolved, it'll be rolling 3 dice. And on 1s it will lose a whole point.
So it could.
So we'll start by doing the hits. So 1 missed, but it's twin linked. So all 3 hit.
All 3 hits. So you're strength 9 ordnance.
So we're going to be looking at
2s to glance.
So the first one, fluffed it.
Oh, good. Second one.
Pen.
Pen. And last one.
And another pen.
Okay, so it's 2 pens. So he's shooting through terrain. I'm more than 25% obscured. So 2 4 covers. 1 goes through. Uh-oh. Vehicle damage then, John?
1.
Oh, so we are crew shaken. As John declared overcharged fire, he has to roll a d6. On a roll of 1, it loses a whole point. It's all good. As the Rhino suffered a whole point damage and a crew shaken, the guys inside need to take a morale check. Leadership 9, just, it was close. They were good to fire normally next turn.
As you can see, I have advanced my plasma support squad and the Leviathan Dreadnought. The support squad went 4 inches and the Leviathan went a mighty 2. I'm now going to use my second Vindicator to shoot the heavy support squad that I've slowly been chipping away at with a 1-shot twin linked. So he hits.
And 2s to kill. Oh, that is a wound, but I get a 4 cover save. Loves it.
So I've moved my Rhino a further 6 inches flat out to slowly get closer to that objective. Next I'm going to shoot the Rhino, which you can see at the back of the table, with the Spartan assault tank. Start with the quad las cannons, twin linked.
Now you did move 6 inches, didn't you? So you've got to use
yeah, so I'm going to have to use Power of the Machine Spirit to use the one of the las cannons, and then I'm going to put the heavy bolters in again after snapshots at the same Rhino.
Cool.
Okay, it's twin linked. Happy with that one, or do you want me to re-roll it?
No, you can keep that. So that's 4 hits. I probably regret saying that.
And
Strength 9. That is 3 pens. 3 pen saves of a 4 up obscured. Oh, 2 go through. Vehicle damage then, John.
first one.
That's crew shaken.
Oh shit, sorry.
And crew shaken. So that's 2 whole points of crew shaken. Heavy bolt next. Snap firing, twin linked. None hit. None hit.
None hit.
So that's 2 whole points off a Rhino. As the Spartan caused 2 crew shaken results, I need to roll morale again. Leadership 8, and they're leadership 9 inside, so they're fine. Crew are fine.
Okay, next up is going to be the second Contemptor, shooting at the heavy support squad that I've slowly been chipping away at.
I'm going to try and cause a morale check, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the assault cannon with the 6 shots hitting on 2s. So we've got 5 hits there, so we're going to be looking for
2's to wound, 6 is a rend.
So that is 3 hits.
So no rends there, so that's 3 wounds. 3 3-up armour saves coming our way. Oh no. Oh no, no. I think that's what we call a morale check. That's just how I like it with Death Guard.
Next up, we're going to use the Combi Bolter from the same Contemptor at the same squad.
Not in rapid fire range, so 1 shot.
So that's 1 hit. And we're looking for 4s to wound. He's fluffed it.
Oh, he's fluffed it. I'm still taking a morale check, so we'll see what we get. 5. They are okay. Thank the Lord for that one. Turn 1 recap for you. How did it go then, John?
I think it could have gone better, to be honest. I did a bit of damage to your rhinos, but not as much as I wanted. I'm quite happy with how many I took off the heavy support squad, because they can pack a punch.
They can, yeah.
But it would have been nice if they failed that morale check.
Well, I for one am pretty happy that they held true to Mortarion and didn't fail it. Everyone's just advancing, aren't you, really? Yeah,
I say there's nothing in range for charges. That's why I sort of did the advances and shot what I could.
Death Guard turn 1 movement. As I have a termite in Subterranean Assault, it comes in at the start of my first movement phase, and I'm going to be ballsy. I'm going to try and get it there. What do you reckon, John? What do you reckon?
It could be a disaster.
Yeah, it could be a disaster. It's only a 400-point unit. Oh, loves it! The termite, Subterranean Assault, as you saw, had a ballsy deep strike. Successful hit. I've placed him so it's covering the centre of the blast marker. The destroyer's disembarked. I just wanted to leave the blast marker there just so you could see I was being legal. Destroyer's disembarked with an eye to claim first blood from those support squad. Death Shroud have moved up 6 inches, moving towards objective. The Rhino just consolidate onto this objective, trying to hunker down from the wet and weather the fire. Missile Launcher Squad stay still, doing what they do best. Daredevil stay still, doing what they do best. Grave Warden moved up 6 inches, trying to move around to the objective behind that building, but a very scary Contemptor and Spartan full of Terminators. And the other Rhino moved up 12 inches, cruising speed, to claim the objective in the middle there. Started Death Guard, turn 1 shooting. For Raging Inferno, I was ballsy again and placed a Inferno marker here between the Vindicator and the Rhino. It was a direct hit on the dice roll. It's easier to roll scatters off camera, as we well know. Vehicles, and the special rule of this, vehicles always hit on the rear armour, and both of these are rear armour 10. So we'll roll for the Rhino first. Nothing, that's 9 against rear armour 10, and then for the Vindicator, nothing. It was worth a shot, but it will stay in play, and John will have to account for that in the following shooting phases. The previous turn saw an Inferno marker come down. We still have 1 heavy support missile guy within 6 inches of that marker, burning away. Strength 5 hit, John. What are we going to get?
6.
It's a wound. 3 up to save. 5 to save it. The termite that arrived is going to shoot one of its twin link Volkite charges at the rear of the Contemptor. You can just about see it, and we've agreed that John will be getting a 3-up cover save because of being obscured or heavily obscured. 2 shots, twin linked, hit on 3s. You happy with that 3, John?
Yep.
That's 2 hits. Strength 5, I need 5s to glance the rear 10. So that's 1 glance. That's 1 3-up cover save, John.
And he's fluffed it.
Fluffed it. That's 1 whole point damage on the Contemptor. The destroyers now are going to open fire with their dual bolt pistols at the plasma gun support squad. Needing, so totaling 16 shots because I'm not firing the rad missiles just yet. I'm going to see what damage we can do. 16 in total, needing 3 to hit.
I like that amount of 1s.
7 in total hits, not the greatest from the destroyers. And we shall see what we get, needing 4s to wound. And that is 5 wounds. 5 3-up armour saves then, John.
2 dead.
2 dead so far. The more attack in with the destroyers is now going to chain fire and try and finish off this plasma support squad. Let's see how well this goes on camera. So 6 shots per pistol. Roll these one at a time because it gets hot. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. And that's 1 gets hot for 1 pistol. I'll roll that gets hot at the end. The next pistol. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, 5 hit, last one, 6 hit. So 9 successful hits from the chain fire, needing 2s to kill 1, 2, wow.
Yeah, they're dead.
That's 1 dead support squad, even with 2 1s in there. As the chain fire resulted in a gets hot roll, I'll roll his 2-up armor save, and he loves it. The morale attack has done his dirty work. Their shroud have nothing in range, so they're going to run. Oh, well, I suppose after the successful morale attack, a 1 is deserved. That's what they're going to get. Decimated heavy support squad with missile launchers. I need to take some revenge back at the Contemptor that did a large part of the damage the previous turn. Through all that terrain, only 3 of them can see. Now, the Siege Breaker does confer Tank Hunter, so he'll be re-rolling failed pens, failed glances. Needing 3s to hit. There's 1 hit. Good old dice, eh? And strength 8. Do you want me to... Oh, I can re-roll that. And that is a glance when I get the camera there. So 1 5-up invuln save. And that is a 1. So it's 1 whole point off the Contemptor. The Derrideo is going to unload its fun stuff at models it can see. I've declared the autocannon battery at the Contemptor, and then the Boreas defense missiles at the Leviathan. We'll start with the autocannon battery first, needing 2s to hit, twin linked. That's 4 hits. Strength 8 front armor, 13. So 5s with Sunder. I'll re-roll those 3 with Sunder. There's 1 more glance then, John.
Let's see if he can save it. No, he's dead.
And it's wrecked. The 4 Boreas now at the Leviathan, needing 2s to hit. These are all 1 use. That is too many 1s there, so that's 2 hits. Strength 8, and these always sit at the side armor, but side armor 13 anyway, isn't it, John? So
yeah.
Strength 8, 5s to glance. Oh, that is 2 pens. Look at that, 6. Okay, then 2 4-up invuln saves, then, John. Oh, 1 through. Vehicle damage roll. These are AP2. And that is +1. That's crew stunned. Leviathan down 1 whole point. It has extra armor as standard, so it is crew shaken instead. So it's snapshots next turn. Still a threat slightly nullified there. That wraps up Deathguard turn 1 shooting and turn in general. Nothing's in range for charges. The Cataphracti can't run, so I've sort of left them in the open. We'll see how later turns go. Really happy with how the morale attack performed. It was a slight overkill, some might say, but go hard or go home. As a result of that ballsy deep strike subterranean assault rule, I had to do it. Really happy about the Contemptor dying too. It put some hurt on the missile launcher squad, so they had to repay in kind. The Leviathan damage could have been slightly better, but you win some, you lose some. Overall, pretty happy with how the turn went, to be honest, but as I know there is a Spartan, scary Spartan with a scary character there.
Okay, we're going to go over a quick recap of the movement for Sons of Horus turn 2. So start with the first Vindicator. It's just pivoted slightly so it can see that termite. Moving on to the Leviathan. He's gone 6 inches to bring the pain hopefully to that squad of more
Mortar and destroyers. Yeah. Bring some hurt. That scares me slightly, but it's snap shooting, so
get a bit of revenge.
Part of it won't hurt too much. What happened with the rest of it then?
So the second Vindicator again pivoted like the first one, so it can see that termite. Hopefully we'll do some damage to that. The Rhino just behind it, that did move 12 inches just to slowly creep up towards that objective. and the Rhino in front of that has moved up towards that objective, so hopefully he can claim that soon. And again, you can see the Spartan and the Contemptor, and both of them have moved up 6 inches to hopefully bring some pain to them Terminators that they can see in front.
Ouch.
Okay, I decided to change my mind before I ended my movement phase. Tom was kind enough to let me do it, just to deploy the Tartarus Terminators, Loken and the Centurion and Terminator armour from the Spartan, to hopefully bring some pain down on Typhon and his mates.
Being an assault vehicle, it's slightly scary, and I'm very much outnumbered.
So let's start a Sons of Horus turn 2 shooting phase. We've dropped the Inferno marker.
Coming in hot.
And it has hit where I wanted it, unlike last time. So with the heavy support squad, it has hit 5 of them. So we'll just roll our dice for them and see how we get on.
So freeze to wound then, John.
So that's 3 wounds.
3 wounds. That's 3 up armor saves coming. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. That is 1 failed.
Just carrying on from the Inferno Blast, we did hit 2 of the Terminators as well. So I'm going to roll 2 dice for them again.
3 ups again. That's 2. And then 2 up armor saves. And they are safe.
And 1 hit on the rear of the Derrideo from the Inferno marker, so we're looking for a 6.
6 to glance.
And it was a mighty 1.
Happy days.
The second Inferno marker that is still in play. So it's got, again, one of the heavy support squad, so we're looking for 3 more. No, another mighty 1.
You're seeing a lot of those. Size. The last Inferno marker still in play. Only going to hit the rear of the Vindicator, so a 5 to glance. And that is a pen. What is the result of this? It's only crew stunned, so snapshots and no movement next shooting phase. What
I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my first Vindicator to shoot the Termite. So looking for, and I'm going to overcharge again. So we're going to be looking for freeze, remembering it is twin linked.
Twin linked. So that's 3 hits. So 3 lots of 2 dice, pick the highest.
I'm going to pick the 6.
Definitely a pen. Oh, dice off the table, that doesn't count. And that's nothing. And the last one.
And another pen.
Another pen. So what do we get on the vehicle? 2 rolls on the vehicle damage chart.
It's 6.
And that explodes.
Excellent.
We'll resolve that off camera. So as the Termite explodes, John rolled a mighty 2 inches, but as the proximity of my destroyers and more attack, that's all of them anyway. So 11 hits on all of them, needing force to wound then, John. That resolved in 6 wounds on my destroyer squad and more attack. As they're all fairly even Stevens, John's kindly allowed me to start taking them on the more attack first. He's got a 2 up invul and safe, so I'd roll 2 at a time for his 2 wounds. 2 okay. Next 2. He's down to 1 wound. 1 left, and he's okay. So it's more attack on 1 wound, and the Termite destroyed.
What we're going to do now is we're going to resolve the overcharge. So if I get a 1, it's going to be -1 whole point. So
okay.
4, so he's all good. Next up, I'm going to use the Leviathan. Unfortunately, because he's on snapshots, I can't use the template weapons, so that puts his nipple guns out of action.
Good for me.
So I'm going to start with the Melter Lance, which is going to be 3 shots. Unfortunately, he's going to be hitting on 6s.
No 6s, no 6s. Reroll that one.
That's 1 6.
Oh, why did I let you reroll that? Okay, so 2 to kill.
And that is 1 dead.
That is 1 dead destroyer so far.
And now we'll move on to the Melter Gun in the Siege Drill. So again, unfortunately looking for 6s. And no.
No, still. 1 less melter bomb if you charge him.
So next up I'm going to use the second Vindicator at the Destroyer Squad. I can literally just see them.
Just see the more attack, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's going to be, again, it's going to be on snapshots.
I will get a cover save.
So looking for 6s.
And you're overcharging, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to overcharge it again. So looking for 6s twin linked.
So we get
not a
all
lot.
twin linked. So 1 jump, what are you going to get?
Absolutely nothing.
Happy days.
And then we'll do the 1 because I overcharged to see what happens.
Yep. Yeah, reroll it. You good anyway?
That's okay. Okay, so next up it's going to be the Rhino. You can see in shot. I'm going to use the heavy bolt to fire at the destroyers that I've slowly been trying to chip away at. So we'll be looking for threes. Hopefully we can get some hits.
Ooh,
That's 2 hits.
2 hits so far. And then 3 to wound. Oh, John. Unlucky, John.
They're fluffing it for me.
Fluffing it on certain things.
Next up's going to be the remaining Contemptor. He's going to shoot the Terminators that are just in front of him. So we'll start off with his assault cannon. So 6 shots looking for 2s to hit. And he's actually managed to do something this turn.
How many hits is that, John?
6.
And then 2s to wound with 6s random.
So that is 2 6s and 4 normal.
Wound with all of them. What would you like me to take first?
Go for the
Rens first?
Yeah, that's the ones.
Got the word out eventually. So a cataphractic armor, 4 up in Von. Oh, that is 2 dead. And then 4 2-ups. And that's 4 saved.
So next up is going to be the combi bot from the Contemptor. So looking for 2s.
That is a 2, or 3 at least.
And 4s, nothing. Next up I'm going to start with the combi melters from the Tartarus, Terminators and the Captain. Obviously Sons of Horus special rule, because they're within 12 inches, they are going to be hitting on 2-ups.
Yeah, +1 to that ballistic skill is going to be tasty. So you've got 5 combi melters in there.
5 combi melters, yep. Looking for 2s.
5 2-ups. Ooh. How many hits is that, John?
3.
3 hits so far. 2s to wound. Ooh, that is not so good. 1 wound. I'm going to take it on the lead-in guy's invuln save. Loves it with that garage.
So next up I'm going to use the Plasma Blaster from the Tartarus Terminator.
Yeah, 2s again, John.
So here we go.
Oh, as one gets hot, we'll resolve that in a sec. And 2s to wound. That is a wound. 4 up invuln save. Oh no, that's another Death Guard dead. The gets hot result, if you would like to say that on your armor save. 2 up, John.
And he's okay.
And he loves it.
So next up I'm going to do the 3 combi bolters from the Terminators, because they're in half range, obviously rapid fire, again looking for 2s.
6 shots, 2s twin linked. That is 1 twin link reroll. So 5 hits. So 4 to wound then, John.
That is 3.
3 armor saves. Now, Typhon is at the front. Am I going to be ballsy? Nah, let's do 3 lookout sirs. And he's failed one, so he's got to take that one himself. 2 up. Oh no, he's down a wound, and the other 2 guys are okay.
And finally we're going to move on to the Spartan. I'm going to whittle down the already whittled down Death Shroud Terminator Squad and Typhon. So I'm going to fire both quad lads cannons on full ballistic using the power of the machine spirit and using the twin linked heavy bolter on snapshots at them.
Yep.
So let's see how this goes.
Hitting on 3s, twin linked, 4 lads cannon shots coming in. There's 2 twin link rolls.
And they were all successful.
Hit.
So
okay.
Looking for 2s.
2s to win then, John. Oh, that is 4 to go. That is not healthy. So I need to look out, sir, these 2 at a time. There's only 2 guys left. Look out, sir. So Typhon has to take 1 on its own at the moment. And 1 guy needs to roll a 4 up. He's fine. And then 2 more are going back on the unit. That's fine. And 4 ups. And that's the 2 last Grey Warden. And I need a 4 up for Typhon. Please do. Oh! That's what happens when you get a 1. John gets Warlord.
Okay, we're going to start the Sons of Horus turn to assault phase. The only thing I've got in range is going to be the Leviathan. So I'm going to try and charge him into the destroyers.
I got nothing that will do anything effective in Overwatch anyway. So
let's see if I can get something more than a double 1.
That is an 8, and he's
We're not going to resolve the Hammer of Wraths because it's a Leviathan. It does get 2.
2 on the charge, yeah.
So we're looking for 2s to wound.
That is 1 wound, 1 3 up save. 1 3 up save at initiative step 10.
Okay, so we're starting with the Leviathan at initiative 5. So he gets 4 attacks, hitting on 3s and killing on 2s.
what we're going to get. That is 3 hits, and then 2's to wound, or 2's to kill then, John.
That is 3 dead.
That is 3 dead. Now I'm going to look out to my sergeant. He doesn't, so the sergeant gets it as well. Fortunately, the destroyers have melt bombs, so initiative step 1, we have 6 in range to try and stick one to the hull of the Leviathan. Hitting on 4s, ooh, that is 3 hits. Armor Bane, strength 8. Let's see what we get. That is a pen. Next one. Oh, that is a glance. And the last one, sorry, trying to do maths in my head. Do you want me to re-roll that 3, John?
I'm happy with that.
That is another glance. So it's 2 glances and 1 pen. Can you take the pen, please, first, John?
That is a 2.
2, so he's down a whole point. We'll do vehicle damage. No, he's just crew shaken. And the last 2 glances. That's your Leviathan dead. So that is 1 dead Leviathan. I am happy with that. The destroyers are now going to consolidate D6, 93 inches. My intention is to move them 3 inches closer to that Vindicator.
Okay, so we're going to have a recap of the end of Sons of Horus turn 2.
How do you think it went?
The shooting phase was a bit more successful than previously.
So.
As I managed to take out your Terminators and your Warlord.
Yeah, pretty disgusting that, but las cannons do that, and combi melters will have a say too.
Combat wasn't as successful as you did manage to kill my Leviathan with your melter bombs with my appalling rolling.
Yeah, you did whiff on your invul saves there, didn't you? I mean, destroyers did pretty well, and melter bombs are a must take on destroyers, really. What about the rest of it? You looking for the rest of the game?
Yeah, so hopefully get that objective where the Rhino is and slowly move my Terminators up to see what they can do to your heavy support squad.
Yeah, that worries me slightly. I've not, apart from my lightning coming on, there's nothing really that can deal with them for the rest of the game. End of Death Guard turn 2 movement. Unfortunately, the lightning didn't come on at the beginning of the turn. I rolled a 1. Standard Tom dice that is, but hopefully later on it can come in and do some help. I was hoping I could come in with it and take care of some of those Terminators in the Scary Spartan, but needs must. Obviously it was needed elsewhere on Istvaan III at the time. The Rhino here, stay put, it's on an objective. We're counting as scoring if you've got troops inside the Rhinos, whatever you guys do. Your choice. The Terminators, Death Shroud have moved up 6 inches. Going to try and hide up, score objective at the end of the game. Destroyers moved out from the wreckage of the Leviathan with a bead on the Vindicator there. Missile launcher squad doing what they do best, sitting still. Same with the not destroyer, the Derrideo, hoping to try and pick out some of the armour coming towards it. And the Rhino over here on this flank is moved out of the line of sight as much as possible of the Scary Spartan when it's last cannons. Let's see what we can do further on in the game. Death Guard turn 2 shooting. As mission rules dictate, the Raging Inferno marker came down. I placed it originally as close as I possibly could to this Terminator squad to try and do some wounds. Unfortunately, it's scattered 9 inches this way, so it is completely pointless, for now at least. Next Inferno marker is here continuously. There are still 2 heavy support guys in range, one of them being the Siege Breaker. Needing 3s to wound, John.
That is 2
2 wounds. 2 free up saves coming this way. 2 free up saves made. The Derrideo also is in 6 inches, and the Raging Inferno marker hits a rear armour of 11, so a 6 will glance. What are we going to get, John?
A 1.
A 1. Nada. Next Raging Inferno marker. 1 heavy support missile Legionnaire in range from this marker. Needing 3s to wound, John.
And a 1.
And a 1.
I'm going to chuck that dice in the bin.
That's going in the bin. It's also, its contempt is now within 6 inches of that marker and always hits rear armour, so needing a 5 to glance, and it's a 1.
Another dice for the bin.
Another dice for the bin. The last Inferno marker, the Vindicator of the Sons of Horus, is still in 6 inch range, hasn't moved away from the lethality of it that was caused to it last turn. Strength 5, rear armour is always hit, needing not that. Unfortunately, not a lot of outcome from the Inferno markers this turn. Death Shroud are going to attempt to run in because they have Taurus pattern Terminator armour. Try and get out of line of sight of everything. Mighty 5 inches towards the cover. Next up to shoot, the Destroyer's Moritat on side armour of the Vindicator. The Moritat is going to not chain fire, so I'll still be able to assault if I need to. 2 plasma pistols hitting on 2s. Both hit. Side armour 11, strength 7, force of glance. That is 1 penetrating hit. What does it do on the vehicle damage table? Oh, look at that carnage! D6 explosion range then, John. What are we going to get? 1 inch. And that is pre-measuring because we figured out how far it would be and how many it would need. 1 inch hits none of them. Missile launcher squad. 5 of them can draw a bead at the Contemptor. It will be getting a 3-up cover save because of heavily obscured, +1 to its cover save. Needing freeze to hit. Roll on camera, Tom. Useful. That is not that many hits. That is 2 hits. Strength 8, front armour, so 5s to glance with, wow, yeah.
Snake eyes.
Machine. Yep. Thankfully for the reroll for the Siegebreaker, I get a pen, so that's a 3-up save against that pen, please, John. Loves it. That's a little bit disappointing.
Not for me.
Death Guard are a little bit wearisome of the Contemptor that could come through and eat through the lines. So Derridera has been called upon to shoot at it, seeing as the missile squad didn't have their Weetabix and couldn't hold an aim. We'll be hitting side armour, but again, because of the intervening terrain, heavily obscured 3-up cover save for John. So, with this twin linked autocannon battery, 2s to hit with twin linked. Twin linked. That is 4 hits. And then side armour of 12. Needing Sunder rerolls. And so that's 1 pen and 1 glance. Can you take the pen please first, John?
Yep. And he's fluffed it.
Fluffed it. So what does this do? That is weapon destroyed. We'll resolve that shortly. And the next one, glance.
Saved it.
Saved it with a 4 if I get the camera work right. For the weapon destroyed result, we've agreed that 1 to 2 will be the Curry's Assault Cannon, 3 to 4 will be the Fist, and 5 to 6 will be the Combi Bolter. Combi Bolter gone. Not ideal for the Death Guard. I'm sure John's pretty happy about that.
Definitely.
Combi Bolter on the top of the Rhino, can draw a bead at the Taurus pattern Terminators. Outside of 12 inches, so it'll only be 1 shot. Needing 3 to hit. Fortunately, that is twin link because of Combi Bolters. 1 hit. Force to wound. Come on, Tom. 4 to wound, so that's a 5. 1 2-up armour save.
And he's made it with a 6.
Made it with the Eye of Horus. Curse you, loyalist scum. Death Guard turn to recap. I skipped the assault phase completely. I've got nothing that I want to charge with or in range of against. Overall, fairly disappointing, to be honest. Not having the lightning come in was a big blow. It would have been able to come in hopefully and done some damage on the Sons of Horus Death Star there. Not looking forward to what comes out of them later on in the game. I suppose the destroyers again are worth their weight in gold as every time I use them. The Moritat taking out the side of the Vindicator and exploding it was very useful. These Terminators are moving out of line of sight. Need to stay safe from scary old Vindicator over there that's back to full ballistic skill next turn, so yeah, probably bye-bye destroyers. The biggest whiff was in the centre of the board. The most damage I could do was hurt a Combi Bolter of a blooming Contemptor. Good times, eh? Yeah, overall fairly disappointing, but that's dice for you.
Okay, we're on to the start of turn 3 for the Sons of Horus. So I've done my movement. This Vindicator, the only one remaining, is staying in place. Hopefully you can put some hurt on the destroyers.
The destroyers that destroyed its cousin.
So the Rhino on the left has moved up a full 12 inches, trying to push forward to hopefully creep up towards the objective where Tom's Rhino is. The one on the right's just moved up, so he's completely in cover. by the objective marker. The Spartan is only pivoted, so we can see the Rhino straight ahead in the building and hopefully hurt the Derridae with his other weapons. The Contempt is moved forward, and as you can probably tell as well, the Terminators have as well to hopefully put some hurt onto that heavy weapon squad.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Death Guard. He rolled a 6 for his move through cover as well, so they moved pretty close.
Okay, so we're at the start of Sons of Horus shooting phase on turn 3. So my Inferno marker did land where I wanted it to.
Alright, hit even with a 3d6.
So
Pre-measuring, within 6 inches there are 6 in range, so that's 6 strength 5 hits on the destroyers. And John, freeze to wound.
So you're looking for freeze, and that is
3 wounds. 3 up armor saves coming through. Oh no, we dropped one, not good. Ranging Inferno marker, closest to the Vindicator, hasn't moved, so he's going to get hit again on his rear armour. 1 hit, strength 5. That is a glance. Happy days, 1 whole point down on that bad.
At least it wasn't the pen.
There is that, yeah. Next Inferno marker, as John kindly moved his Terminators closer to the one that is flaming. 1 is within range of 6 inches, or within 6 inch ranges, get the wording right, Dom. A 3 to wound, that's a 1. Sad times for the Death Guard.
We're still on the same Inferno marker. There is one of Tom's heavy support squad in there, so we'll roll the dice looking for a 3. And that is a 4.
That is a 4, wound up. So 3 up, save. All pings off. Next Inferno marker. Still, I haven't moved any of my Legionaries or my Derridae, so still again 2 hits on the missile launcher squad. 2 3 ups. Are they coming through, John?
And
1 does. 3 up armor save. Yep, loves it. 1 hit on the rear of the Derridae.
Looking for a 6, and we get 4.
Nada. There's also 1 of John's Tartarus Terminators moved within range of that Inferno marker. 3 up to wound. I can't roll them this time. The Inferno marker that scattered miles from where I wanted it last turn still has no one in range, unfortunately. Where would you like to shoot next then, John?
Okay, with the Vindicator.
Vindicator shooting. Overcharging?
Yep. And I'm going to shoot the Destroyer squad.
Destroyer squad. I will be getting a cover save of a 5 up. Happy days. So what we're going to get?
Of course, we're looking for freeze twin linked.
That is all of them. 2s will kill. That is all of them. So I've got 3 5 ups to make. And I made 1. So that's a morale check on that unit.
Okay, so I'm now going to attempt to fire the combi bolter at the Destroyer squad. Obviously firing on snapshots because it was ordnance. And it hits.
You swine, does it wound?
No.
It does not. Morale check, because we've checked everything else, nothing else can shoot at these. Please don't be high. It's a 9, we're okay. Happy days.
Next I'm gonna use my Rhino to shoot Tom's Rhino with the heavy bolter shooting at the side armour. Yeah, so we're gonna be looking for freeze.
Freeze to hit.
That's 2 hits.
2 hits, and side armour 11. So 6s will glance.
Nothing.
Nothing. Happy days for that Rhino.
Okay, next I'm going to go with the Contemptor at the Rhino by the objective marker. Hopefully be able to finish that off.
Please no.
So we're looking for 2s to hit.
6 shots from its carries.
And 4 hits there.
2 misses.
And looking for 5s and 6s.
Oh, 1 glance. That is its last whole point if I do fail this 4 up cover save. Oh, he loves it. Thank the heavens.
So Spartan's going to be shooting next. I'm going to use 1 quad las cannon and the heavy bolter to shoot the Rhino, and then when it comes to it I'll use the Power of the Machine Spirit to use the other quad las cannon to shoot the Derridae.
Wise decision there, John.
So what I'll do is I'll start with the quad las cannon at the Rhino.
2 shots twin linked.
For freeze.
Yeah, you can keep that, yeah mate. So it's 2 hits. So 2s to glance.
There's 2
pens.
pens.
I will be getting a 4 up cover save. Doesn't matter, they both go through. Do they explode, John? It does not. Here we have it. after the emergency disembarkation caused by John blowing up the Rhino with the Spartan.
Okay, so we're now going to do the Power of the Machine Spirit on the second quad las cannon at the side armour of the Derridae. So looking for freeze to hit. And lucky it's twin linked.
Or chasing that one, John.
And
Ordnance. And that is one glance. I will be getting a 4-up cover save. I failed it. He's down a whole point. I'm maybe about to lose my missile launcher squad. What are you doing then, John?
So I'm going to, as Tom guessed, I'm going to use my Tartarus Terminators to shoot the heavy weapon squad. So it's going to be 16 shots with the combi bolters.
Twin linked.
Twin linked.
Hitting on twos because of Sons of Horus Legion special rules. 16 2-ups coming our way, is there?
Hopefully.
As you can see, John likes rolling 2-ups. That was all 16. So 16 4-ups for wound then, John. Do you reckon you can carry that over?
I'm hoping so.
I'm hoping
if
not.
it's looking like that again, I'll be quite happy.
Anyway, what are we going to get? Please no. That was about average 10 wounds from all those shots that were successful. I have got my Siege Breaker out front first. I'm going to try and tank as many as I can on his 2-up armour save, then go to the 2-up armour save of the Sergeant. As he's got 2 wounds, I'll have to roll 2 at a time. He's okay. I'd like that as many times as possible. He's okay. He's still okay. Oh my god. He's down to 1 wound. 1 at a time now. Oh no, he's dead. And then on to the Sergeant. 1 left. He's okay. That is the Siege Breaker down.
Okay, next up we have the Plasma Blaster from the same squad. So again, we're going to be looking for 2s. And lucky it doesn't get hot then.
Please not again. 2 1s. Oh,
and that is
2 cover saves of a 5-up because it's across the fence there. Nope, that's 2 dead missiles.
And lastly we have Loken, who's going to take a pop with his bolt pistol.
Try and pile on
and
that.
He misses.
Thankfully, I don't lose any more, but we do have a morale check to take for them, as there's no more shooting coming their way, is there, John?
Nope.
What do we get? Oh no. As Tom likes to make morale checks, he likes to fail them too. As the missile launcher squad are wont to do, they like to fail their morale check. We roll in 2d6 for the fullback, and that's a 7 inches. Not so good for the missile launcher squad, but it does mean that Tartarus Terminators can no longer charge anything, so I'm fairly happy there.
Okay, we're now going to recap the end of Sons of Horus turn 3.
How do you think it went?
I think it went alright, to be honest. I say I've certainly sort of dealt with that Rhino and shifted a couple more of their missile launcher squad.
Shifted? You completely nullified them, because if I regroup next turn, I'm only snap shooting.
So and obviously taking out your Siege Breaker as well, that's another sort of...
If we're playing kill points, you're doing pretty well, but until the end of the game, we don't really know who's winning what, do we?
No.
Still even on First Blood and Warlord at the moment.
And I say damaging that Derridae as well, slowly whittling that down.
Yeah. Just a glance on that, but whole point's a whole point, and fortunately I saved my cover save on the Rhino back there. Start of Death Guard turn 3 movement phase. Fortunately, the Lightning has now come on prepared to take on the Terminators and the Spartan. Only moved 18 inches from my board edge to try and keep those in sight. We also need to check whether the missile launcher squad rally. Fortunately, on the cusp of it, they do. End of Death Guard turn 3 movement. Missile launcher squad moved to compulsory 3 inches due to rally in this turn. Going to snap shoot at the Tartarus Terminator squad or the missile, not the missile squad, the Contemptor. There, just pivot it on the spot, ready in the anticipation of a charge. Hopefully not. The Rhino on my right flank moved out of the way, trying to stay and hide from that Contemptor. Obviously, as you saw, the Lightning came on. Going to aim at the Spartan. This tactical squad, hunkering down, trying to weather it until the end of the game. This Terminator squad, the Death Shroud, moving out of the way in anticipation of preceding shooting phases from Sons of Horus, and the destroyers and more attack are a little bit out of the battle, making a beeline for that Vindicator if they can. Things are heating up. Start of Death Guard turn 3 shooting. Had intended for a Raging Inferno marker to come down smack bang in the middle and take out hopefully some Terminators and Contemptor. Alas, 3d6 scatter towards my lightning. Unfortunately, it's going to hit the rear armour. We've checked the wording of the mission and it says any model, so I don't think flyers are exempt. Strength 5 auto hit then, John, on the rear armour. What are we going to get?
A 1.
Oh, I was a little bit 2p, 5p moment there because I really need the lightning to do some damage. As John's gleefully just pointed out, I really wasn't thinking about the mission when I placed his lightning. There is another Raging Inferno marker just beneath the lightning. So what we're going to get, John? One auto hit on him from that Raging Inferno marker.
Hopefully more than the 4.
No.
And a 5.
Oh no, that is a glance. I'm just going to elect to take that whole point of damage. I can't jink because I didn't declare it before and I need it at full ballistic skill to unload its payload. As it's carrying Phosphates bomb cluster, it has deadly cargo, and on any resulting damage and loss of a hull point, I roll a dice. That's cocked. I roll a dice. Fortunately, it's a 1. If it had been a 6, it would have crashed and burned immediately. Still on the same Inferno marker. 1 Tartarus Terminator in the way. Auto hit. That is a wound. 2 up armor save, John. Oh no! 1
And he is
dead Tartarus. Next Inferno marker will resolve in the 1 hit, as I still haven't moved my Derridair on the rear of the Derridair armor. Strength 5, 6 to glance, John.
And a 1.
And a 1. I'm happy with that. There's still 1 Terminator, still within range of the same Inferno marker. That is a 2. No dice. This Inferno marker, this side of the board, I moved my destroyers more attack 6 inches out of the way, so they are no longer getting hit. The next Inferno marker, still by that Vindicator, John. 1 rear hit, armor hit, with strength 5 coming up. Oh, I couldn't even hit the bloody table. I tell you what, it's quite hard rolling the dice and looking for a camera, but we got a 4. Safe to fire another day. And the last Inferno marker is happily burning itself away, out of range of anything it can do damage to. The destroyers haven't got anything to shoot in range, they're just going to run d6 inches. Would you like me to keep that, or would you like me to re-roll it?
Re-roll if you want.
Nah, you can balance dice on that, it's only 3 inches. I don't know why I questioned it. The Legion Missile Squad, I'm going to snap shoot at the Tartarus. I had hummed and hawed about against the Contemptor, but snap shooting anyway, not really a lot I can do. Needing 3 6s to hit, sorry, and there's no garage symbols there. Derridair next. It's going to take a pop at the side of John's Contemptor, shooting through terrain. He's going to get a 5 up invuln save anyway, it's 5 up cover save, so 6 of one, half of the other. 4 shots, twin linked. They all hit, fortunately. And side armour 12, so forced to glance with Sunder. Thankfully, that's 1 pen so far. Just 1 pen. 1 invuln save then, John.
Come on, 5 up. Yes.
Oh, my dice are running out on me. Now the lightning gets to do its thing. Freshly painted Syndrome, so this is probably not going to go so well, but for a flyer, 4 shots, it's got 2 pairs of Kraken penetrator missiles, ground tracking auguries and battle server control. So ground tracking auguries I'll be hitting on 2s. Declared the target as a Spartan, probably should have led with that. But, you know, first time and all. So hitting on 2s, 2 hits, that's not so good. That's a little bit disappointing. Strength 8, Armor Bane on the front, armor of 14. There's no flare shield, thankfully. With though that is nothing. I get to re-roll that because of battle server control. That's 1 pen. And the next one, strength 8. Come on, Tom Mass, 6 plus 8. Let's re-roll it anyway. And that was even worse. So that's 1 pen so far. So with 1 pen on the Spartan, I will be adding 2 to this. It is AP1. So 5 up and it explodes. Oh. We have a weapon destroyed. Conferring with John for that weapon destroyed result. Left las cannon is 1-2. Twin link heavy bolters 3-4. The right las cannon is 5-6. Give that a roll. 1-2 is 1 las cannon gone. Into Death Guard, turn 3. As you can tell by the tone of my voice, I am highly disappointed there. Not a lot happened. I think the best result was from one of the Inferno markers taking out a Terminator. Yeah, it wasn't even my shooting. The Leviathan whiffing. I say whiffing, I suppose some damage was done, but it's a Spartan. It's still got a lot of output. It's done its job. It's delivered what John needed it to anyway, and they've done the damage already. But it's freshly painted. What do you expect? Can't expect too much. And like I said, the destroyers are pretty much out of the game. We'll see what happens in the preceding phases, but I don't think they're going to have much more input. I've got to hunker down and try and weather the storm that's still to come from Loken in the charge phases. But it's dice. I don't know what's going to happen.
We're now going on to Sons of Horus turn 4 movement. The Vindicator has finally moved away from that Inferno marker.
Learned its lesson. It was doing enough damage by itself with that Inferno marker.
I think it was probably about time it did get burnt. The Spartan has just pivoted, so it can still fire. It's even though it's lost one of its weapons, to be fair. The Contemptor in front of it has moved forwards. As you can see, the Terminators are starting to move through that terrain. Hopefully we'll lay the smack down on that Adiradeo if I can charge it.
And your Rhinos just sat still, didn't they, really?
Yeah, I'm happy with them where they are, sort of bunkering down, holding that objective.
Mega.
Starting off with the Sons of Horus turn 4 shooting. I did a Tom and my Inferno marker scattered 11 inches.
He tried to do a me. You get as close to the rear of a Rhino as possible, and that's where it ended up, out of the battle. So we'll resolve the rest of the Inferno markers. This Inferno marker, Adiradeo hit. What are we getting, John?
Hopefully a 6.
Hopefully not.
No, a 1.
Still a 1. Still has 1 Terminator of his in range. It's a wound. 2 up armor save, John.
And he made
a save. This Inferno marker underneath the lightning. John's allowed me to resolve the 4 hits against the Taurus Terminators that are in range. 3's the wound. Ooh. That is 2 wounds. 2 2-up saves, John.
And they've made
2
it.
saved. And now for the very much feared 1 hit against the lightning first.
Looking for a 5 or a 6.
Oh no. It's a 4. It's safe this time. And this Inferno marker in range of my lightning.
And looking for a 5 or a 6. Nope.
That's 2. Happy days. 2p, 5p, over.
We're now going to carry on with the Sons of Horus shooting phase. None of the other Inferno markers were in range of anything, so we've not shown you where they are.
Brief overview, but yeah, no effect.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this Vindicator at the side armour of the Rhino. It has moved, so it's only going to be firing 1 shot, so we can't overcharge it. But it is twin linked, so I'm looking for a 3.
Twin linked?
It is twin linked, and he's fluffed it.
Fluffed it. Sad times for the Sons of Horus.
Okay, so I'm still going to try and pop that Rhino. I'm going to use the heavy bolt from my Rhino at the side armour and see if I can finish it off. So it's 2 hits.
Drop die, and 3.
And nothing.
Nothing. Rhino is sticking around.
Okay, so I'm going to start with a Contemptor. I'm going to try and shoot the lightning out of the sky with snapshots. So looking for 6s. And that is 1.
1 6. It could be enough. It's only got 1 whole point left. Strength 6. So
5s and 6s.
5s and 6s.
And no.
Nothing.
Right, let's try and take this lightning out. So I'm going to use the Spartan. Does sound like I'm picking on it, but I'm scared of its bombs.
Yeah.
So I'll start off with the quad las cannon, the twin linked.
I meant to say when John declared a Contemptor against it, I'm not drinking. I need a full ballistic skill. So light scanning first. Twin linked. Nothing.
Heavy bolter.
Heavy bolter.
Nothing.
Twin linked. One hit. And we need a 6 to glance.
Nothing.
I am one happy boy.
So it's Sons of Horus, turn
4, John.
That's the one. Assault phase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge Tom's Derrida
With the Terminators. We resolved Overwatch off camera and it was ineffective. There were some hits, but no wounds got through.
Let's see what I can get. Yes, a 9.
It's a 9. Yeah,
so that is them in.
Going in. Initiative step 4 in the Sons of Horus assault phase. The Derrida is going to get to hit first, essentially. Loken, although being a higher initiative step, has nothing that will damage the Derrida. So Derrida is getting his lucky 1 attack, hitting on 4s. It hits, wounding on 2s at strength 6. It wounds. 1 2-up armor save, please, John. Oh, wow. I tried.
Okay, so we're going to go on to initiative step 4. The lightning claws won't touch it, so we're going to go straight to 1, which will be the Terminators with chain fists first. So we're going to do the 2 looking for 4s.
2 lots of chain fists first, looking for 4s, and then the chain fists off the
that is 1.
Centurion.
And he's going to be looking for 3s.
Oh dear, John. There's 2 hits coming through, so 2 armor bane hits coming at front armor 13, so 5s for the first one. There's 1 pen. Reroll that one. And there's 2 pens. That's still 2 penetrating hits from the chain fist so far, but we've also got power fists coming in at the same initiative step, John.
So we've got 6 attacks from the power fists. We're going to be looking for 4s again. And that is 3.
Strength 8 against front armor 13 again. 5s to glance.
And that is 1 pen.
So 3 pens so far. 3 6-up invulns coming our way. No. I failed 2. What's the damage result, John? Both AP2. It does explode. How far does it explode?
1 inch.
Oh, 1 inch. A slight correction towards the end there. The automatic shielding from the Derrida pluses 1 to the damage radius. So it does in fact hit 7. Strength 4, needing 4s to wound. That's not so great. We have 3 successful wounds there, John.
And they're all okay.
They're all okay, and that's 1 dead Derrida. With the Derrida exploded, John will get his consolidation move of D6 inches. 2 inches.
2.
That's happy days for that lightning next turn.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the Sons of Horus turn 4 recap. As you can see, I took out the Derrida Dreadnought and he didn't manage to do anything to me.
Sometimes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't shift that lightning, but I think I'm going to pay for that this turn.
Yes.
Unless an Inferno marker lands on him, but I doubt that's going to happen because I imagine Tom's going to avoid him like the plague.
Yeah, they've done more damage to my lightning and myself than I've done shooting.
So apart from that, I didn't really do a lot.
Bit like my turn, wasn't it, really?
Fluffed it, to be honest.
Yes. Let's hope it gets a bit more killy. End of Death Guard turn 4 movement. As you can see, the lightning decided his bombing run needed to come into effect to get rid of these Terminators that are scaring me slightly. Across it moves about 60 degrees and moved 18 inches. I did declare in line. We rolled for it off camera and it scattered, and it hits these 3 twice because of barrage and bomb 2. 6 hits, poison 3 up. That's 6 wounds at AP2, John. Have you got 6 invuln saves on you? Do you want any lookout serves on your sergeant? Or are you happy to take it?
I'm happy to take it.
So
5 ups.
5 ups then. Saved a few.
3.
That is those 3 dead then, John. Rest of Death Guard movement. That's the end result of the bombing run. Fairly happy with that. Force morale check in a sec on them. Death Rail move up 6 inches in preparation to dash to either objective round here or try and stay as far away as possible from that Contemptor. It scares me. The Destroyer's more attack, making a slow advance, hopefully towards that Vindicator. And everything else really just hunkered down. Lightning's done its job now, so I don't really care, it's pointing in the opposite direction. We'll see what happens next. What's going on with this morale check then, John? 2d6. Loken's leadership is 10. What are you going to get? Fine, 7. I tried. Death Guard, turn 4, shooting phase. This turn's Inferno marker came down. I deliberated a long time, as John will probably tell you, and completely ballsed it up. Anyway, either way, it's still going to hit one time on the back of that Contemptor. Strength 5, needing 5 to glance, and it's nothing. As we've been playing it, this Inferno marker will now hit the lightning on the rear armour. Roll the dice then, John. 2, safe from that Inferno marker. This Inferno marker, 1 hit on the back of the lightning, John.
And looking for 5s and 6s, and yes.
Oh dear.
That
is going to crash and burn. Here's a crash and burn result from the lightning. Scattered 7 inches, and as you can see, it just hits the building. No damage from that, but that's the lightning gone. I'm not too bothered about that. It's done its job. Resolving the rest of the hits from this Inferno marker that just took out the lightning. 4 hits on this Terminator squad here, needing freeze to wound. That is 4 2-up saves, John. What you got coming through? 1 dead. That's 1 enough for me. This Inferno marker gets 1 hit on Loken. We shall see with a 3-up. Does nothing anyway, no worries there. The rest of the Inferno markers had nothing in range. So first up, shooting for the Death Guard now is going to be these 3 missile launchers into the Terminator squad. 3 of them hit on freeze. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. And that is 1 wound, John. 1 2-up save, please. That's a 2. Happy days. I realised a couple of turns ago I ran these and didn't -1 to the 5-inch. My apologies. They have got hardened armour. So it is -1 to run and charge rolls. So again, sorry. I guess you've probably already spotted it. They're going to run again this turn. We've got nothing in range. I'm going to be -1 to this time, and it's only 1 inch. That's probably karma for me, and it's probably brought it back in line to where they should be. Next up in the Death Guard shooting phase. Death Shroud, need to run as far away from the hurt. That is the Contemptor and the Spartan.
And the Vindicator.
Oh, and the Vindicator over there. Well spotted, John. That is a 3 inches. Well, that's 3 inches further away. Morale check at the end of the phase for the Sons of Horus Terminators. Leadership 10 of Loken. What we got, John? They're fine with a 7. Death Guard turn 4 recap. I have nothing effective to be able to charge with, and nothing I really want to get into a charge with in respect to the Sons of Horus. Overall, it was okay. Stuff hunkering down. Rhino hunkering down for objective here. It's still healthy at the moment. Killing 3 Terminators with the Phosphex bomb cluster was really helpful. It's weakened them slightly, and then 1 Inferno marker damage killed another Terminator. Missile launch squad did some damage. It was saved. Spartan in the middle, Contemptor in the middle. Relatively untouched again, isn't it, John?
Yeah.
They're just sitting there, dealing out death. This tactical squad sitting still, ready to try and claim objectives towards the end. And the Death Shroud made their run move towards the objective there, with the Moritat destroyers behind that building, slowly advancing, try and bring themselves back in the game, hopefully later on.
Sons of Horus turn 5 movement. The Terminator's in cover with Loken, and the Centurion moved a mighty 1 inch through cover.
They fluffed it.
The Contemptor is slowly going out to try and hopefully deal with them Death Shroud Terminators. The Spartan has only pivoted. So
bead.
You can see them, and they're the same with the remaining Vindicator, is just pivoted as well. And the Rhino far side is slowly moving up the table to see what it can do to that Rhino. See if we can push the sort of Death Guard out of that cover.
And the rhino is just hunkering down back there, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's just staying where it is, holding that objective.
The objective.
Sons of Horus, turn 5 shooting phase. My Inferno marker has moved 10 inches towards the Death Shroud. So
yeah, you had originally intended to place it here, try and hit both. It's scattered 10 inches.
So it's
Death Shroud. So it's hit all 5 Death Shroud.
So hopefully that can do some hurt to them.
We'll see. They've got 2 wounds each, so who knows? Freeze up.
That is 2.
2 2-up armor saves coming through. Yeah, it's fine. Next Inferno markers. We resolve these 2 at the same time against the Contemptor. John's allowing me to roll. Always hit rear armor as per usual. So that will be 1 glance so far. Do you want me to re-roll that?
I'm happy with that.
You happy with that? Okay,
yeah.
That's 2 glances. 2 5-up invulns, John. 1 goes through. That is 1 more hull point off the Contempt. Inferno marker here, number 3, can hit 2 Terminators. Wow, Loken's Terminator squad. Needing freeze to wound. 1 wound, John. Would you like to look out, Sir Loken?
Yep.
Yep, 2 up. He makes it, so on a Terminator. And
5.
Loves it anyway. Last Inferno marker. The rest of them obviously out of range. Hitting this rhino that's John's kindly moved into range of it for me. And does nothing. Strength 7 against rear armor 10.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shoot my remaining Vindicator. I'm going to overcharge, so it's going to be 3 shots at the Death Shroud. So you're looking for freeze twin linked.
How many hits, John?
1 so far. And let's do the twin linked. And that's all 3 hit.
Oh. 2s to wound. And that is all 3 through. As they've all got 2 wounds remaining, these will be instant death at the same time. I'll take these all at the same time on their 5-up invuln. Yeah, I can't make invuln saves apparently.
Next up I'm going to shoot my Contemptor again at the Death Shroud Terminators. So you're looking for 2s. And that is 1 miss.
5 hits so far. Now with the carries it's rending. 6s is what you're looking for. Ooh, I see 1 rend at the moment.
1 6 and 3 normal saves.
Which would you like me to take first, John?
The rend, please.
So rend on the 5-up invuln. Nope, that's 1 down to 1 wound. And then 3 normal saves.
Yep.
So 3 2-ups. He's okay.
Next up I'm going to shoot the Terminator squad and Loken at the remaining heavy support squad. I've used a white dice for Loken's bolt pistol because it's not twin linked.
Cool.
So looking for 2s.
Yeah, you're within 12, aren't you?
So it's twin linked.
Chasing the 1s. 5 hits so far, force the wound.
And that is 2 wounds.
2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. Love it.
Moving on to the Plasma Blaster for the same squad. So we're looking for 2s. And they both hit.
Ouch. 2s to wound.
And that is 2 saves.
2 5-up cover saves. You happy with that?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Next up is going to be the Spartan. So I'm going to use the twin linked heavy botter at the 2 Death Shroud Terminators. And then I'm going to use the Power of the Machine Spirit to shoot the quad las cannon at that remaining rhino to see if we can finish it off.
Mint.
So we'll start with the twin linked heavy botter.
All hit. 3 to wound.
That is 2 wounds.
2 wounds. I'll just roll these both at the same time. And that's the last 1 guy dead.
Okay, now I'm going to, as I said, the Power of the Machine Spirit to shoot the quad las cannon at the remaining rhino. So looking for 3s twin linked. Okay, 2 hits.
2 hits. Strength 9, front armor 11. So 2s to glance.
And that's 1 pen.
1 pen. Shooting through the terrain, I will get a 5-up cover save. It's a 3.
That rhino is finally gone.
Does it explode?
No.
No.
I'm going to need blow stuff up that I'm in combat with.
Evidently so. That's the emergency disembarkation of the tactical squad from that rhino that John popped with the las cannon. What else did you do?
And I've moved up my Rhino further
out.
6 inches, going flat out.
To
Try and get close to that objective to see if we can contest it.
Yeah, playing the mission. Morale check at the end of John's shooting phase for the lone Death Shroud that is clinging on for dear life at the end of this turn. He's okay with an 8. Thank fuck for that.
Okay, so we're now going on to the Sons of Horus turn 5 assault phase. I'm going to attempt to charge the heavy support squad.
I did roll for Overwatch on the missile launcher squad off camera. It was completely ineffective. What do you need and what do you...
So I need 5 because I'm charging through cover.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see if I can pull this off.
Not if you can't hit the table, but that is a 9.
So they are in. So now we're going on to initiative step 6, which will be Loken. So we're going to be looking for freeze to wound, or freeze to hit and then freeze to wound. So that is 4 hits.
And freeze will kill because it's AP2.
And that is
Only 2 dead so far.
Initiative step 4, which is going to be the Terminator with lightning claws. So it's going to be 3 attacks, hitting on
4s.
That is
2 hits so far, and then we shred, cause the wound, shred.
Nothing.
Bad times. So the super lucky Death Guard missile launcher legionary. He's got his plucky initiative step 4, still 1 attack. Hit on a 4, we hit. Wounded on a 4, we wound with our garage. What we got, John? 2-up save.
And he saved it.
Saved it anyway. Well, I got excited. I like to get excited.
Okay, so initiative step 1 now. I'll start with the 2 Terminators with the power fist. So we're going to be 6 attacks looking for 4s. And that is 4.
Enough to do it. And then 2's to kill. I've got no armor save. 4 1s.
And he's dead.
I wished I didn't succeed. Sons of Horus consolidation. John can't roll. 1 inches, but it's enough, some might say.
Sons of Horus recap for turn 5. I think it could have gone better, but it could have gone a lot worse.
It went bad for the Death Guard.
So I'm happy with how I dealt with the Death Shroud and finally managed to finish off that missile launcher squad.
Tom can't roll invuln saves, as you've probably noticed by now. Everything else moved around for you, didn't it, John?
Yeah, so it's just seeing how Tom's turn 5 goes and see what happens if we carry on.
End of Death Guard turn 5 movement. The destroyers taking their slow march round to the Vindicator in anticipation of possible further turns to try and bring the hurt to that and bring some use back to the game. The lone Death Shroud Terminator has moved to 6 inches round, hoping to make a run move next in phase, get as close as possible to that objective marker. These tactical squads have been a bit gamey here. Half of them have moved out. There's 2 that have moved as close as possible to contest said objective in the back there against this Taurus Terminator squad of John's, with 3 coming out to pick off some rapid fire, hopefully fishing for some 1s from John. And the tactical squad over here hunkered down again in the cover, hoping to weather a bit more fire should it happen. Death Guard turn 5 shooting. Possibly the last Raging Inferno marker has come down. I placed it right here. I need to do as much damage as possible to this Taurus Terminator squad. Fortunately, we got a hit. So that is 5 Terminators taking auto hits. Wounding on 3s because of strength 5. That's 3 wounds, John. Would you like to look out Sir Loken?
I'm happy to
tank him on Loken?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 ups.
And he is fine.
And he is fine. These 2 Inferno markers here and here, both hitting the Contemptor rear armour. So that is 1 glance, John. Is it enough to get rid of it? 5 up invuln?
Yep.
And it does. Happy days. This Inferno marker, unfortunately hitting 2 of my Marines. 3's to wound, John. 1 wound. 1 3 up. They're fine. The Inferno marker just on the corner of this building on the floor there. Unfortunately, where I need to play the objective, my Death Shroud is still in range of it. 3 up to wound, John. Wounds.
4.
And We have a 2-up save for loves it. Last effective Inferno marker, where I'm trying to get these destroyers and Moritat as close as possible to this Vindicator. I brought them in range of this Inferno marker. So that's all 4 being hit. 3s to wound, John.
Now that is 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 2 3-up saves. Oh, 1 dead destroyer. I know it normally comes at the end of the phase, but just so we don't forget it, we'll do a morale check on these destroyers and Moritat now. 8. Leadership of the Moritat is 9. Happy. Continuing on with the Death Guard shooting phase. Death Shroud on his own. Needs to try and claim the objective just there. Going to roll it on camera, it's fairly crucial. With a 4. That should hopefully bring me in sight if this is the last game turn. Next up, shoot for the Death Guard. All that can see the Terminator squad that I need to whittle down possibly is these 3 tactical Marines here. Rapid fire in their bolters. Needing 3s to hit. If I can hit the table with all of them. That is 3 hits so far. And 4s to wound. That's 4 wounds, thankfully. 4 2-up saves, John. Oh, 1 wound off your Centurion. End of Death Guard turn 5. There were no charges. I shot rapid fire weapons. I'm not really looking to charge a tactical squad into some Terminators. It's not going to go well. Recap in total. Losing a destroyer from that squad from the Raging Inferno marker. Not ideal. Win some, lose some. Maybe in further turns, should there be 1 or 2, I can take out that Vindicator. The Lone Death Shroud, happy with him making his run move of 4 inches close and claiming that objective there. Happy with that. This tactical squad, glad that I managed to tactically disperse them enough to contest the objective that John was claiming at the start of my turn, with 2 guys hidden out of plain sight. Taking a wound off the Centurion is fairly positive too. But I wasn't ever looking to charge with them, not against Terminators. And the tactical squad, this end of the board, hunker down on that objective in the hopes that they can fend off John's Rhino and tactical squad inside, and hope he doesn't contest it. So, being a random game length to the mission, on the roll of a 3-up, the game continues. What do we get? We rolled a 2. That is game over. We'll catch you in the outro. We'll tie up some victory points. And hopefully, it's a Death Guard victory. So there we have it. That's the end of the game, isn't it, John?
It is.
Unfortunately, we couldn't carry on for a few more turns. I think it may have changed the outcome. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if I managed to force the extra turns, I may have been able to force the draw, or
definitely force the draw. Your tactical squad at the end there would have contested it.
So I think if I pushed my Rhinos up sooner, rather than towards the end, we could have contested that one. Or
you win some, you lose some, don't you? Overall, the mission, I feel it played quite fun. The Raging Inferno markers add a tactical element to the game where you have to be aware of where you're moving your modules, and also your opponent can completely screw you up, like I did with John, placing 1 by his Vindicator, making him snap shoot for a turn, blowing up your Contemptor, or not blowing up your Contemptor, but immobilising and wrecking your Contemptor. You took whole points off, you took models off. It was completely backwards and forwards in that respect. The whole game I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, it was good fun. I say it's definitely makes you think more.
There's a lot to keep track of, but definitely a fun game. And again, the board, I really thank Attrition Gaming for providing it all. Overall score, it was a victory for the Death Guard. Finally got a win. Been back in Heresy for only a few months now, and Sean's been kicking my ass. I had to bring the hurt to someone else. I'm sorry, John, I shouldn't be gloating like this, but I'm happy I won. The scores, I in the end got, what did I get?
7-4.
First blood, and I claimed 2 objectives. My tactical squad held it, and my Death Shroud managed to hold it at the end of the game, turn 5. And John, unfortunately, I managed to contest the one he was holding with his Tartarus with my tactical squad.
Yep.
And you claimed one that you'd held all game, really, didn't you?
Yeah.
You'd hit it well, you placed the objective well, moved out when you could. Overall, really good fun. Any comments, John?
No, just happy I killed your Warlord.
It's fine. Yeah, that's still a bit sore. Overall, really happy how the game went. I hope you enjoyed it yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.